And joining us now to talk about the historic presidential election is Jim Monroe. Jim is a legislative specialist with the Louisiana Farm Bureau and spends a lot of time in both Washington and down at the State House. And Jim, I don't think the word historic is probably strong enough, but that's what we're hearing. What does this election mean for farmers now that Barack Obama is the President of the United States?
Well, we think it is going to be very similar to some of the things that we've seen. Remember that both the Democrats have had control of both the House and the Senate for the last 2 years. We've been writing the Farm Bill during the last year, and so we're pretty familiar with the folks who are the players on the congressional side. President-elect Obama had answered a questionnaire from American Farm Bureau where he indicated support for farm programs and farmers in general and agriculture. So we're looking forward to working with him on that.
What becomes of the status of the Farm Bill funding now with both a new president and essentially a new Congress?
Well, you do the Farm Bill every 5 years. You do the budget every year. And where's the money is the question. So yes, every year when we do the funding, when they do the budget, do the funding and the appropriations for the Farm Bill, the things that come up would be direct payments, payment limits, that sort of thing. Anywhere they could save money or take money out of the Farm Bill, that would be a couple of places where they have looked in the past. They could do across-the-board cuts. That was done once upon a time, several years ago in a budget situation like this. So we'll be watching very closely what the suggestions are as far as appropriations for the Farm Bill.
Well, let's take a look at this, the Don Casu, Dr. Bill Cassidy, Michael Jackson election. 5 months ago, Don Casu sat on this very desk, talked about his eagerness to go to Washington. He comes from a rural farming community. Now you've got a Baton Rouge physician who will be going to Congress. A lot of incoming freshmen, particularly from Louisiana, have ended up on the Ag Committee. Charles Melanson did it, Charles Bustani did it, Rodney Alexander did it. Are we going to go knocking on Dr. Cassidy's door and saying, hey, look, if Ag comes open, will you take a seat? We
certainly will. And we have worked well with him in his tenure in the state Senate, and we hope to work with him well as his tenure as a U.S. Congressman. His real focus in his campaign so far has been health care, since he's a doctor.
Rural issues, certainly.
Right, rural health care. He's a professor at LSU Medical School, and so his real focus is health care, but we also want to make sure that he is aware of agriculture and how important it is to the state.
Very good. Well, Jim, always a pleasure to have you on the program, and I guess like everyone else, we'll be taking stock in what we are calling a new day here in America. Thank you. Jim Monroe, he is the assistant to the president of the Louisiana Farm Bureau and one of our legislative specialists here.